There's you two. I love the
You're the
necklace.
Inquisitor.
It's a huge necklace on that kid.
Mother never told me the Inquisitor was an elf.
The ears gave me away, didn't they?
No, your blood is very old. I saw it right away.
Kieran, are you
Calling me
bothering
old
the
kid.
Inquisitor?
Of course not. Did you see what's on her hand, Mother?
I did see. 'Tis time to return to your studies, little man. My son. Never where you expect him to be, naturally. I didn't know you had a son. Why would you? I take great pains to not let my own reputation affect him in any way. To most in the Imperial Court, he's simply a quiet and well-spoken lad, perhaps the heir of some distant family. But he goes where I go. Worry not, Inquisitor. Kieran is a curious boy, but seldom troublesome.
Will his father be joining us as well?
I have raised Kieran on my own for quite some time now, as was my preference from the start. So 'tis but the two of us, Inquisitor. Your fortress is a large place, and you will scarce notice our presence.
He seems like a fine young man.
But not the sort one might expect a woman like me to raise. No son of mine would be raised in a marsh, bereft of contact with the outside world. His future will be difficult enough without my adding to his burden. To think, until recently this place stood decrepit, occupied only by the desperate and the lost. Now it is party to events that threaten to shake the world. I wonder if it is pleased.
It sounds like you've heard of Skyhold before.
This fortress was built upon the remains of a site holy to the ancient elves. They called it Tara Salan, the place where the sky is kept. It is said that from here, they reached up to the heavens to bring them down to rest. They abandoned it, as did the humans who came after them. Bones laid upon bones, silent until your arrival.
I like this place. I've made it mine.
The magic in this place has seeped into the stones, protecting it from darkness. Those who let it fall to ruin did not know what they possessed. You, I think, shall do it justice. You were kind to welcome my aid, Inquisitor, even knowing as little of me as you do. I will do my best to aid your cause with all the knowledge at my disposal. This I swear to you.
I appreciate whatever help you can give us.
Some might think Corypheus a madman for seeking godhood. Yet one must ask, what were the old gods? What secrets of theirs did the ancient magisters know? What I fear, what all should fear, is not that Corypheus believes he can succeed. 'Tis that he actually may.
Ominous. Mori.
I understand you have spared the Grey Wardens from destroying what goodwill was left them. 'Tis good of you, considering the weakness Corypheus exploited was their own doing. Still, should a true archdemon one day arise, they will no doubt be needed. Or so they would have us believe. One thing which makes me curious, did you encounter the hero of Ferelden at Adamant Fortress?
Was the hero of Ferelden a friend of yours?
We traveled together during the time she fought the Blight. I helped her, and she helped me. Indeed, without her, my son would never have been born. Regardless, did you see her?
I wish I had more to tell you, but no, I don't think so.
She's not the sort of woman to fade into the background. If she was there, you would have known. When the champion of Kirkwall mentioned a Grey Warden ally, I assumed it would be she. It was, after all, just the sort of thing in which she would involve herself. But that rather begs the question, if the hero of Ferelden was not at Adamant, where is she? My suggestion? Track her down. She could be a great aid against Corypheus, or a terrible foe to the Inquisition.
Now that you've seen the Inquisition up close, what are your impressions?
'Tis remarkable what you have built. I will give you that. A web of
Thank you.
favors has wrapped every noble family in southern Thedas around your fingers. All this in precious little time, conjured from thin air through the power of fervor alone. I wonder if Corypheus suspected what he was enabling, just as I wonder what will become of all this once he is defeated.
I have no idea what will happen once all this is over.
Do you not? No doubt there will be countless men and women with suggestions. Beware the heights you reach, Inquisitor. When this is done, many will be eager to knock you back down.
Oh, I know. I know.
What work have you been doing to help us?
Currently, my efforts are focused on determining what Corypheus is, and from where his power comes. The elven orb he carries is what draws my attention. I wonder if the power he used to tear open the Fade, in fact, came from the orb. Perhaps it is even the source of your anchor. If I learn of its origin, I may also learn what Corypheus now intends, as well as his weaknesses.
I could use your company for my excursions outside Skyhold.
I have spent my share of time wandering the wilderness in the company of others, Inquisitor. Thank you for the invitation, but for now I will restrict my efforts to researching the arcane.
Fair enough. As cool as it would have been to have Morrigan be a party member.
Do you know anything about his dragon?
It has the appearance of an archdemon. Of that, I am certain. A true archdemon, however, is supposedly the corrupted form of an old god. Has Corypheus actually dug up one of the ancient prisons? If so, why has a new blight not begun? His dragon is something else, something connected to his blighted nature as well as his magic. Beyond that, I cannot say.
Is it even possible that Corypheus could succeed?
The Black City exists. Wherever one goes in the Fade, it is visible in the sky. The last time Corypheus and his cohort stormed its doors, they unleashed the Blight upon the world. This time, perhaps he might indeed gain untold power, becoming something unto a god. It is also possible he could unleash something far worse than the Blights. So yes, Corypheus could succeed in his goal. If not, his attempt alone could destroy the world.
Corypheus says I'm a rival. Does that mean...
Could you become a god? That depends. Are you prepared to use your anchor to enter the Black City?
I don't know. That seems blasphemous. Definitely not.
No, never.
Tell Corypheus that, and see if he believes you.
Fair enough.
However you can help, it's appreciated.
Continue prodding at Corypheus, Inquisitor. Elicit a reaction, and we may yet learn from it.
What work have you been doing to help us?
Currently, my efforts are focused on determining what Corypheus is, and from where his power... The elven orb... I wonder...
Right.
If I learn of its origin, I may... Continue prodding at Corypheus.
I'd like to know more about you.
Ah, yes. Whence comes the mystery woman slinking her way into the Inquisition's ranks? Once I was an apostate, living well away from the banal influence of the Chantry in the Kakari Wilds. Then came the Fifth Blight with its darkspawn, and I left Ferelden for the Empress's court. 'Tis certain the nobles of Orlais breathe a collective sigh of relief that I am now here.
It's odd that an apostate could live so... openly.
It confuses those who expect apostates to cower and hide. I stand boldly before them and demand to know why I need some Chantry mage to teach me to control my power. They would put me on a leash so they can feel safer at night. I am uninterested in their comfort. Naturally, it helps to have friends in high places.
Right.
The Orlesian court seems like an odd place to find someone like you.
That was the point, originally. I knew the Empress was intrigued by the arcane, and that I could answer questions no Chantry mage could. Thus, we fit together nicely. I became her advisor, and she my benefactor and source of refuge. Truth be told, our arrangement would not have lasted much longer. Too many wagging tongues, even for Celine.
You were in Ferelden during the Blight.
The Blight began in the Kukari Wilds, so yes, I experienced it firsthand. Indeed, I fought at the hero of Ferelden's side for a time. She is the reason the Blight was defeated. I wish things had gone differently in the end. It had to be, yet. And after that, I came to Orlais. The last place one would look for me, or such was my hope.
Tell me more about your son.
He is a very special young man.
Special in what way?
In every way. At first, Kieran was a means to an end. But as he grew, I never thought of myself as a mother inquisitor. I had no good example to follow. I find myself becoming something I can barely recognize.
I'll leave you to the garden.
Of course.
Contact Hero Ferelden. I'm wondering if she still wants us to find the Hero Ferelden even if he stabs her. Which again was the world state I thought that I had, which stabbed her, but alas, such a thing ended up not being the case. Oh well. I believe I was told that there are debriefings with Cullen and other people needed in the War Council.
It's time to plan our next attack. What's the state of the Inquisition?
Our alliance with Orlais holds. For the present. They'll send aid on request.
And your actions at Adamant denied Corypheus his army of pet demons. With Orlais' support, our numbers match his. Corypheus' followers must be panicking.
My agents agree. Our victories have shaken his disciples.
Good.
Perhaps they'll rethink following the Darkspawn Magister from the dawn of time. Where is Corypheus now?
After Adamant, Corypheus uprooted his major strongholds and sent them marching south to the Arbor Wilds. His army clearly wasn't prepared to flee. Our victories have them on the defensive.
They've terrorized Thedas long enough. We end them now. If Corypheus is hiding in the Arbor Wilds, that's where we'll go.
But what is Corypheus doing in such a remote area?
His people have been ransacking elven ruins since Haven. We believe he seeks more. What he hopes to find, however, continues to elude us.
Which should surprise no one.
Hey, Maury.
Fortunately,
Right on cue.
I can assist.
You have my attention, Lady Morrigan.
What Corypheus seeks in those Forgotten Woods is as ancient as it is dangerous.
Which is?
'Tis best if I show you.
Ooh.
This is an illuvian, an elven artifact from a time long before their empire was lost to human greed. I restored this one at great cost, but another lies within the Arbor Wilds. That is what Corypheus seeks.
Ooh.
This belonged to my people.
I found legends of an elven temple within the Arbor Wilds, untouched. It proved too dangerous to approach, and thus I turned elsewhere to find my prize. If Corypheus has turned southward, he could succeed where I failed. The Illuvian would be his.
What does it do?
A more appropriate question would be, where does it lead?
Might as well. YOLO, right?
If this place once had a name, it has long been lost. I call it the Crossroads, a place where all Illuvians join, wherever they might be.
Is this place dangerous? It feels...
Unnatural, yes. We are, however, in no immediate peril. The ancient elves left no roads, only ruins hidden in far-flung corners. This is how they traveled between them. As you can see, most of the mirrors are dark, broken, corrupted, or unusable. As for the rest, a few can be opened from this side, but only a few.
How did you find out about this place?
My travels have led me to many strange destinations, Inquisitor. Once, they led me here. It offered sanctuary.
Sanctuary?
Not all the mirrors lead back to our world. The ancients were nothing if not resourceful.
What do you mean, a few can be opened from this side?
Some of the Illuvians have been left unlocked, like doors accidentally left ajar. All others are closed. They can be opened only from beyond.
Opened how?
With a key.
I suppose you have such a key.
The key can be many things. Each Illuvian is different. I have knowledge as well as power. Often that is enough.
This place isn't natural. It almost seems... constructed. It's as if someone made a pocket within the Fade with its own rules of reality. If the ancient elves could do this...
It seems remarkable that the Magisters of Tevinter could ever challenge them. Yes.
It's deteriorating. Eventually, this place will simply collapse on itself.
Who can say how old it is? For now it stands, and thus retains its value.
We're getting some really interesting dialogue here as an elf. And but one thing that I am a little disappointed in is that if you read one of the graphic novels, you find out that if you are an elf in the Crossroads, or whatever this realm is called, it appears visually much more different. The colors are more vibrant. They're not as muted as they show here in this depiction of this realm. If you're an elf, it looks a lot brighter. The colors are more richer and brighter. But if you're not an elf, then it's supposed to have a much like grayscale-ish muted hue. And the only reason why I say that I'm disappointed in that is because they fixed this in the Trespasser DLC. If you go into the Trespasser DLC through the Luvion, then the colors does look a lot brighter and more vibrant as an elf than it does as a dwarf or a human or a Konari. So they didn't seem to do that here, mostly because this was in the core game, and I guess they just didn't think or didn't have the time to make that detail change. But they did do it in Trespasser DLC, so I'm a little disappointed by that, but you know, I can let it slide.
Corypheus wants to come here.
This is not the Fade, but it is very close. Someone with enough power could tear down the ancient barriers.
And enter the Fade in the flesh, like Corypheus wanted to do with the Anchor.
He learned of the Illuvian in the Arbor Wilds as I did. He marshals the last of his forces to reach it. You have made Corypheus desperate, Inquisitor. We must work together to stop him, and soon. I imagine your forces will be heading into the Arbor Wilds very soon, Inquisitor. Trust me when I say that wherever the Illuvian is hidden, it is worth any effort to prevent Corypheus from acquiring it.
You seem to know a great deal about elven lore.
The Dalish are not the only ones interested in the distant past, Inquisitor. Indeed, my skills allow me access to places the Dalish dare not even dream of. The ancient elves hold secrets they have not yet given up. Secrets about the foundation of Thedas itself. Thus, they are my focus. Corypheus clearly feels the same.
I'd like to know more about you.
If you have questions, then ask.
I'll lead
Nothing,
you to
I
the
guess.
garden.
As you like.
Too bad I can't talk to Kieran more. It would have been cool to talk to Kieran a bit more than than how little they do in the game itself. The Mages Collective sent me a letter. They're very organized. It was they who asked me to study the rifts. I mentioned that maybe. Anyway, it was a very good idea. The Collective is interested in the results of my research, especially since I've been training you. Rift magic can be difficult, but I have notes. Lots of notes, if they read them carefully. There should be no mishaps. Your trainer. I didn't... Oh, wow. So wait, there's a mission for your specialization? Because I don't remember getting a war table mission for my other specializations. The more who know, the more that knowledge will spread. There are advantages to wielding a weapon few understand. This magic's barely tested, at least have them study here. I will spare some Templars to supervise if it means not sending those notes, make knows where. Although apostates before the circles fell, the Mages Collective appears a relatively reasonable and moderate group. They commission the study, and we can grant them the results. I probably will go the Liliana way. Contact Hero for Elden.
Ryland's men will monitor the situation.
Yes, sir. We'll begin preparations at once.
In the meantime, we'll send soldiers to assist with the relief effort.
Oh,
Sir.
I love how Elle's just, just kind of hanging out. Looking very thoughtful. Ooh, shutting the door promptly.
There's always something more, isn't there?
Wishing we were somewhere else?
I barely found time to get away before. This war won't last forever. When it started, I hadn't considered much beyond our survival. But things are different now.
What do you mean?
I find myself wondering what will happen after. When this is over, I won't want to move on. Not from you.
Aww. Oh, Cullen!
I don't know what you... That is, if you...
What are you talking about? Breaks off in this. No, I want to be with you, Culls. I've been waiting for you for... How many years was Origins? How many years did Origins come out? Oh no, the Inquisitor chooses a romance with Cullen.
Cullen. Do you need to ask?
I suppose not. I want...
Oh. Cullen's like... Ooh! Whoa! Whoa! Yeah, writers did a fantastic job with this. Oh! Well!
No.
Oh no.
Leave me.
Oh no. Cullen. He's having nightmares again. Poor thing.
Bad dream.
They always are. Without lyrium, they're worse. I didn't mean to worry you.
I was like, Elle, do you think you could like scoot over? Could you scoot over just a little bit to the left there, dear? Just a little bit that way. Oh, you guys were thinking it too. Some of you were thinking it. You can relax, Cullen.
You can let me worry about you a little.
All right. You are... I have never felt anything like this.
Oh! Oh God! There's no. Don't get me wrong. I loved Dorian's romance was awesome, and Iron Bulls was just so much fun and so hilarious. But I have to say, I came in here thinking that Cullen's romance was going to be my favorite, and this is really this is my type of romance. You know, the other romances are awesome for, you know, what they are, but when it comes, I'm a hopeless romantic. I'm a hopeless romantic, and I like romances that actually have happy storybook Disney-fied endings. You know, so sue me. It's what I like the best. It's what I like the most. And Cullen's is just the way that it feels natural, and it feels like so uplifting, but it's not like Cullen doesn't have his own set of demons that he has to deal with, and I think that part of his character makes him even more lovable. And you kind of like, you know, romances where the person that you're romancing is vulnerable and needs some support, some encouragement. And just seeing Cullen, hearing him say that he's never felt anything like this before, because after so long, I think he's just, like he said, he wasn't really looking for love. He wasn't really looking to have a relationship, and now that he's had it, he just realizes how valuable it is to him, and it's just, whew, I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Speaking of love.
I love you. You know that, right?
I love you too.
Oh, this is so awesome. Yeah, just a little bit to the left. Little bit to the... Oh, stupid camera. It's okay. It's okay. It's alright. Cullen, I think one of the first things we need to do is get you redecorate your place just a little bit. I mean, this here is, well, it's I agree it's the rustic look, but we can probably do better than that. Oh, Cullen, you didn't have to get completely dressed so quickly now.
First the Templars, now the Grey Wardens. Both devoted their lives to fighting evil. Now they serve it.
If I was possessed by a demon, would you...
Please don't ask me this.
I think I know the answer.
I don't think you do. It's not that simple, and I would rather not think of it.
Oh.
Do you have some time?
For you, always.
Yeah, well, okay, let's have another
we've done
kiss.
enough
I
work
always
for the
enjoy-
day, don't you?
You may be right.
I wasn't sure if there was anything new, but even if there wasn't anything new, I don't mind. I don't mind going through this scene again. No problem. No problems here. I kind of miss for the at least the romances. I love how Cullen like moonwalked across the floor there. It must be one of the side effects of giving up lyrium. I kind of miss, at least with the party member romances, being able to kiss them wherever, whenever, or talk to them wherever, whenever, like they did in Origins. I missed that. I don't know necessarily why they took that out. It just felt more natural to me than, you know, to just have the opportunity to take a break while you're out adventuring to just chat a little bit. I guess you could argue as well, if they're in the middle of a mission, they're supposed to be focused and all that, but I miss it. I missed it in Dragon Age 2. I missed it in Inquisition. It's something that I kind of do want back, and I don't know if they're ever going to do that, because, you know, I don't think that a BioWare game has done that really since Inquisition. But, you know, a man can dream.
It's good to see you.
Is there anything I should know?
Creating Inquisition footholds outside Skyhold has strengthened our reputation. People view us as a stabilizing force. We've received a number of recruits eager to pledge themselves to our cause.
That's all
All
for
right.
now.
Another time, then.
Alright. Now let's continue making our rounds. Wow. Cullen really didn't want any of us to get disturbed because he completely locked the door such that even I can't open it. Good on you, Cullen. Good on you. I'm okay with this.